Today we're going to talk about something that's kind of neat, kind of niche in the rope business, and if you need something like this, you're going to have two choices on what you can get, and it's important to know what each one is so you can have the right thing for your application. What we're going to talk about is an endless loop, an end-to-end splice on double braid rope. This harkens back to the day in sailing where you'd have a rolling furler and the rope would be one continuous piece and it would go up to the front of the boat to spin a pulley that would roll in your sheets. And if you know what that is, great, you're a sailor. If you don't, it's no big deal. But I'll show you what we're talking about here with this particular multicolored rope. And if you look at it, you can see it is one continuous section of rope. It has an end-to-end splice. And if you were to actually examine this closely, you would see that the diameter of the rope stays pretty consistent all the way around the entire thing. In fact, it stays very consistent. You can tell there's a splice in here only if you're actually looking closely at it and if you know what to look for. But other than that, the rope diameter is going to stay the same all the way around there. That's one way to do that splice, or one thing that you can get from us. The advantage to this is that the diameter stays pretty much the same. The downside is that the splice isn't quite as strong as this other option that I'm going to show you right here. It's a longer section of rope, but if you zoom in and see this splice, this is also an end-to-end splice, and it's going to be a little chunkier where those ropes come together, because essentially what we're doing is two eye splices together. And this is going to be much, much stronger. However, the diameter is going to be a little bit thicker where that splice comes together. So if that's something you can work with, or ultimate strength is your primary objective, this is what you want to get. I'll clue you off on something here. You'll be able to tell immediately if you've got one of these, because you'll see the ropes kissing together like this. And sometimes there may be a little space in here. Sometimes it might be a little bit bigger. It doesn't mean the splice is bad, but when we do these, we need to balance everything together. So that gap there sometimes will be very, very small. Sometimes it might be bigger, but we stitch all that together. The important thing to note is that if you have something like this on an end-to-end splice, do not ever, under any circumstances, for any reason, at any time, try to put a carabiner in there or hang anything from this. That's not what it's designed for at all. And we stitch those up really good to prevent that from happening. But if you ever see one and the stitching's not there, or somebody else did it and they didn't do it the right way, don't ever think you can hang anything or put a hook in that section, because that's not what it's for at all. But those are the two differences. Knot Ropes and Pot can do either one. We're very, very skilled at it. If you have any questions, or when you place your order for a double end endless loop, we'll walk you through it, examine the application that you have, and come up with the right thing for you. But this is covering end-to-end splicing and how that's all done.